Welcome back to the Get a Grip podcast. I'm Shane Bacon. This season brought to you by Stripe. Stripe helps some of the largest businesses in the world find new ways to grow revenue fast. From companies like BMW to the PGA of America, My Hotel of Choice, Marriott, Stripe builds financial infrastructure that ambitious companies use to launch their boldest products. I mean, I'm sure you've run into this. You get to the cart online, company you're buying from doesn't accept your payment of cash, and you just go ahead and bail out of there. So 85% of consumers leave a full cart if that is the case. Stripe helps businesses avoid these types of headaches. You can see all the ways Stripes can grow your revenue of your business at stripe.com. Matt McCarty, it's 2025. That's the rumor I'm hearing. You've already played a golf tournament this year. And I can tell by like the background of your life. You're still in Hawaii?
Yeah, still in Hawaii, so on Honolulu now. But yeah, it was good. It was a fun week. Course is pretty wild. But yeah, I mean, a lot better start in the year here than in the Bahamas, that's for sure. So it was good. The golf wasn't as good as the views, but it was a fun week overall, and had some family in, and it was good. So looking forward to playing a little bit better this week, but the islands have treated us nicely so far.
Did you see 35 under out there? Is that something you saw or no?
I did not, no. I mean, I played okay, like pretty good on Friday. It's six every day would have been pretty solid. Finished like 20th. So a little bit of a different, first elevated signature event, whatever it's called. And yeah, that pretty good players out there. So definitely kind of like a kick in the teeth a little bit, but good learning experience.
When you say different, like I think about Korn Ferry and the PGA Tour. I think about even the fall events and this event. What is the biggest difference for us that don't get to go inside, the clubhouse and don't get the courtesy cars? Like, what is the biggest difference in your life playing Sentry Kapalua versus other events you've played in your career?
I mean, you get treated a lot nicer. Like when you show up, like courtesy cars, food was amazing there. Like really cool place. Me and my girlfriend stayed at the Ritz right there. So like really convenient, like nice week. Yeah. Basically the guaranteed 50 grand for just showing up doesn't really hurt either. Yeah. I mean, it is an accomplishment just to finish walking 4 days on that golf course. I feel like I didn't I heard it was tough, but I didn't realize it's pretty beast of a walk. So, but yeah, I would say honestly, just more than anything, like the scores and just how low everybody goes. I mean, you shoot 6 under and you're just barely keeping pace, losing, by 2 every day to Hideki, 2.5 pretty much. So, yeah, but I mean, the course is like, it'll hand you some birdies, but it's not that easy, I would say. Like, I mean, there's still like some shots you got to hit. And if you miss some greens, like you're kind of in some tough spots. I was, first week of the year for me, short game wasn't necessarily, ball striking short game wasn't as sharp, but I mean, I chipped from the same spot like 3 times, like a couple times throughout the week. So, the slopes out there are not easy, but, yeah, it was a good learning experience. I think, no flat lies. Everybody was saying it's good prep for Augusta. So I'll take that and, just add it to the bank, hopefully.
Yeah. Put it in the back of the brain. It's so funny. I mean, I there's a lot of events and a lot of golf courses that I feel like, show the difference in what a PGA Tour level player plays golf like versus what a very good amateur player or a scratch player plays like. I don't know if there's one that shows that divide more than Kapalua. I mean, if me and 3 of my buddies that are around scratch golfers go play Kapalua, I mean, if I break par, I'd be pretty happy. And to see the numbers each and every year here, can you just give a little bit of the deep dive into why it seems to play so easy for you guys versus, somebody going there and seeing the trouble that you guys tend to not hit into?
Yeah, I mean, off the tee is pretty easy. I felt like I think for the most part everybody's driving it pretty well. There's still it will hand you 4 or 5 birdies, like the par 5s. A couple of those short par 4s. Like if you kind of hit in the right spot, you got a pretty easy up and down for birdie. But I don't know. I mean, I thought the greens, like, everybody was just hooping putts all week, I think. And I didn't think that they were, like, necessarily that easy to putt on. They're pretty good, like, speed to make a lot of putts, I feel like. Like, not super quick or slow. Like, just everything kind of gets to the hole. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of wild. But it's, like, it's not... It was soft this year, which I think... I don't know. I thought it kind of made it harder on some holes for me, especially like 18. Like I wasn't really getting it down the hill, like, but then into the greens, like you didn't have to worry about, it bouncing around. So I think it was kind of like 50-50. But yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
It's just crazy. I mean, every time I refreshed it on Saturday and I was like, this isn't a 5-day event, is it? I mean, it's like, almost feels like the old Bob Hope, at times when you see some of the numbers, then it's like Calcavecchia going crazy there or something. It's like, these dudes are shooting what? And I felt like that the last couple of years watching. I wanted to ask Matt, is this the first golf course that you've played as a pro that you grew up watching? Or is there ones in the past that you've played to this point that you kind of remember from TV?
Yeah, this was like the first one that I've known some holes and definitely like some shots like out there. So it's fun. Cool. I mean, it's a cool finish. Like 17, like when you get to the top of that hill, like just finishing 17 and 18 is very cool. A lot of the par threes are really cool shots, I thought too. So it's a fun golf course. It was a good, it's a good fun place for the start of the year. I think like awesome experience, obviously. I just don't know how everybody shoots that low out there, especially like right off the new year and holidays and everything. But I think that's the difference for sure.
Is that intimidating? Considering now you're, I mean, it's happened pretty quickly in terms of the last, let's call it 6 months for you, right? Where you get the wins and then you get promoted and then you're playing fall series golf and then you win on the PGA Tour and then now you're in these level of events where. That was a goal of yours, I'm sure, over the past year. But I mean, now you're there, right? Now you're in the show. Is that intimidating to see these guys go out there? Or is it just kind of that level of progression and learning where next year you're at Kapalua again, you understand what the golf course asks, what it takes, things like that. Is it intimidating or is it just kind of how this goes for players that maybe take a little bit of time to get their feet under them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just how it goes. I think it's exciting being out here more than anything.
Okay.
I think I didn't play that well, so I didn't if I would have played amazing and then still lost by 8, which probably could have happened.
Under, yeah,
which probably still could have happened, and that would have probably been a little bit more. But no, I mean they're the best players in the world, so I mean it's cool to see that and fun to play against them. So that's the challenge going forward, and it's a good first experience. And I think a lot of it too, for me and Doss out there, everybody they're all hitting it perfect. I think it's a tough course to just get your numbers. You got 176 to the front of the green, the pin's 44 on, it's blowing in off the left, and you're trying to land it 23 yards short left and then still off a hanging lie. So it's I think that was a good experience, too. But definitely that, I think that was probably the most impressive thing. Cause it's just tough to hit it the right spot out there. And if you miss a 5 foot kind of, it bounces, it'll kind of stick or it'll bounce, another 30, 40 feet. So I think that was kind of the biggest difference. And I think it is definitely a course if you've played, we didn't really get any better from the first round to the last round, but I think it's definitely a course if you've played it a lot, it's definitely helpful. And I think a lot of these places are kind of like that. I mean, you've seen these guys have played, that place 5, 10, 15 times. So yeah, but definitely just good experience overall and, exciting to be out here.
Any cool practice round groups or anything like that?
Not really. We showed up to 10 the same time as Hideki, and it was just him, and he's got his whole entourage of the whole country of Japan's watching every shot he hits.
For people that don't know, by the way, I don't think anybody has as big an entourage week to week than Hideki does. So it's to see it in human form is almost jarring to see how many people are out there.
Yeah. So, we went up, got there at the same time, and he's like, nope, single. And we're like, all right, go ahead. And then just kind of like watched where he picked it around.
Need one?
Yeah. But no, that probably could have saved us a few shots throughout the week, though, if we got those 9 holes. But I think he knew what he was doing, so it worked out.
Yeah, it somehow worked out for him. All right, so Waialae this week is a golf course I feel like suits your game well. I mean, it's drive the ball well, get it in the fairway, things like that. Have you played this golf course before? Have you gone out there yet? I mean, we're recording this Tuesday morning, so I'm assuming you just got in yesterday. You're going to play a practice round today?
Yeah, we'll play today, and not sure we're like alternate for Pro-Am tomorrow, so we'll probably touch them all today. But yeah, I heard it's flat, so I think Doss is probably more excited about that than I am. But we could use a week of an easier walk. But I'm excited. I heard rough's kind of thick this year. Fairways at a premium, but more of like a traditional golf course in a sense, I would say. So exciting. Hopefully, I think somewhere from like 16 to 20 normally wins. So don't exactly have to go scuba diving all week. So it'll be good.
All right. If Matt McCarty designed a golf course for Matt McCarty to win on, what does that golf course look like? Are we talking really tight off the tee, slick greens, small greens? Like, what is the perfect golf course in your brain that you feel like you compete on well when you show up to it?
I don't know. I mean, I think as tight as possible off the tee without being like ridiculous. And then just kind of like, I don't know, like necessarily like probably like medium-sized greens, but like very kind of creative when you miss them around you need to be with chipping and kind of hitting a lot of like high spinny shots. I don't know. I like Black Desert a lot, so maybe that place. But I don't know. It's kind of. I feel like kind of the Korn Ferry wins were on 3 kind of different courses. So
totally.
I think that not trying to like play one course, and I think that's a big thing I'm looking forward to this year. Is just kind of like seeing all these places, and obviously people talk a lot about what place suits well for your game. But I was talking to Nick Taylor, and it was like he won Waste Management last year, and he's like, I played there for 8 years and always never played well, always hated it, and then finishes second and first in the last 2 years. So it's like that's what, because I was kind of asking him questions about like setting up schedules. He's like you just never know. Like you won't like a place and then you'll like it, and kind of the same way with I never really liked TPC Colorado on the Korn Ferry Tour. I mean, missed 2 cuts and then played well this year, like, kind of figured it out there this year and kind of gave me a lot of confidence going to the rest. So, like, I think there's something too, like, very valuable in kind of conquering a golf course you don't think that you can play that well. And it's even more so, like, gives you a little bit more of a boost and confidence that way too.
I remember you brought up Phoenix. I remember when I was like writing back in the day, covering the Waste Management, and Pat Perez, I think Open was 65. And he went in the media center, you go down there and talk to the guys. And somebody's like, man, Pat, local, all this stuff, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I hate this golf course. And they were like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, I hate, never play well here. I hate this golf course. But, pro golfers play well even when they don't like a golf course at times if you're hitting it well. So, yeah, I mean, to your point, it's like, it doesn't always have to be the perfect golf course for you. It's more important that the swing's feeling good and the short game's feeling good and you're seeing putts go in. But I always love that. I don't think Pat played well the rest of the week after he said that. But yeah, not the first person to go, yeah, this wasn't a place for me, and then you go out there and find it in the middle of the week,
Yeah.
So are you having fun in Hawaii? Have you had any fun since you've been there?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you said your girlfriend's there with you? She
was there last week. So just us. We got a house with some of the boys this week, so it'll be fun.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, it's been good. I think early in the week, last week, obviously like big event for me, kind of like, first experience out there. I think put a little too much pressure on myself early, but I mean, just, kind of DOS calls, it's the same way in Bahamas, but it's just like syllabus week on the islands. Like, just weather's kind of weird. The ball's not really doing exactly what you think it should be doing, and just have fun with it, play golf, and then we'll get back to the States. And, but yeah, I mean, it's early in the year, and, I think was just pretty sloppy last week, but overall, like, didn't feel like I was really playing necessarily terrible, just getting lapped out there. So I'm excited for this week and just kind of get back to some basics and try to clean it up a little bit. And that's the great thing about golf is you always seem to be playing the next week, so you can kind of get right back after it.
When stuff's sloppy, Matt, what do you do? How do you dial that back in week to week? You know, because I think for an average golfer, everyday golfer, when the swing's not there, it's like, I need to go see my instructor, or I need, you know, it's like there's 5 things you feel like you got to do to try to get a grasp on what's going on. For you, when the short game's maybe a bit sloppy or you're not hitting it as good as you're hitting it, what do you do to kind of fix that, in a short span?
Just simplifying it. And like, I think especially when it gets windy or like, you know, all these kind of weird lies, like you just try to force it a little bit too much. And just, I think freedom in like a golf swing for me is like the biggest thing. If I just feel like I'm kind of free and making smooth motions, like, and not really like guiding the golf ball. Like, I think that's kind of the biggest thing. And same around the greens and with putting, like you just, you know, it's easy to kind of try to force putts into the cup and you just get a little tension, whatever. And, so I think just kind of going back to the basics and also, you know, just spending a little extra time early in the week, like making sure you can hit like a straight 4 or 5 footer on the greens, like you can hit a pitching wedge, like, you know, good. And I just kind of like simple things, but, yeah.
Just trying to get back to, it's so funny is like get back to basics does seem like a professional golf thing. I think about it like throughout sport, right? Where we almost overcomplicate it at times. You know, I was watching something the other day and they were talking about alignment, right? And it was a pro golfer talking about alignment. It's like, if your alignment's off, you got no chance. And, you know, you think about every gadget and swing tip out there. You know, if your feet and shoulders are pointed in the wrong direction, it's probably not going to go well. So, I mean, it can go back to like 4 points of learning the golf swing, even for somebody that, you know, is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, literally. Like, it's when I get out with my coach and I feel like I'm not hitting it that well or something, it's literally like there's like 3 or 4 things. It's like my alignment's either a little bit off, my grip's like a little strong, my swing's like a little quick, or I'm just like hitting the ball and like not swinging to it's like the same stuff every time. So it's like, it's nice. I've been working with the same guy for a while, so it's nice to know that and figure it out. But I think kind of doing it in competition is different than being able to like kind of figure it out. Like on the range, it's like, oh my God, like it's easy, like, you know, but figuring that out while you're out there and just kind of settling yourself down a little bit is a little bit of a different challenge for sure.
Matt, I'm not in your boat, but I'm headed to Arizona tomorrow. My big guys buddy trip to Southern Arizona tomorrow. Have not played golf, have not swung a club, probably in 4 weeks. So I'm pretty dialed, feeling really good about it. I'm really excited about showing up. I mean, I have to play well for our team to win. And so, yeah, it's, I don't know. I guess I'll show up and see if it, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when I don't play golf, you go out there and you do simplify it in your brain a bit, right? Where it's like, just try to hit it straight or try to hit it in the middle of the face, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say stretching is probably the most important thing if you haven't really swung club that much in a month. But, I don't know.
Pull something.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. My body feels more banged up after walking Kapalua than it did playing like 14 weeks in a row last summer. So I got to figure that out the next couple of days.
You're going to be taking it easy on the practice rounds. It's going to be more massage work and all that. By the way, you mentioned the Hideki thing, and I'm sure I've asked you this before, but practice rounds in professional golf, is there a sheet with times, or do you just kind of show up when you show up?
No, you just kind of show up. I mean, there's like I remember when I was at the US Open, they have like a sheet, and you like sign up kind of the day before. Yeah, but no,
so same at the US Amateur for me. That was like very put together, buttoned up. You go with like your wave, but that's the only time that's ever been the case for me.
I feel like a lot more guys, I mean, after 1 week, but a lot more guys play like, you know, either by themselves or like in twos out here too. Okay. Like Corn Ferry, like it was always you 3, 4, try to fill a group, like keep it moving, but those fields are a little bit bigger. So,
what do you prefer?
Like, I like playing with a group. I think you get to see like even if it's a little slower, you get to see more shots and people just kind of react more around the greens and kind of stuff. So I think it's better just to kind of have that. It is nice, like every once in a while, just going out, just like me and Doss, just by ourselves though, and just seeing it. Like I think that's kind of good too. But I like playing a game, getting some action early in the week, and kind of seeing what you got. So back with I hadn't met a lot of those guys out there last week too. So it's like kind of back with some of the boys this week. We'll have some fun today. It'll be good.
Is it awkward being the new guy on the range in a setting like that? I mean, obviously it's the start of the year and there's a lot of new people there and new faces and new brands. Like, everybody's kind of like, it's like you said, the syllabus, it's the first week of school. But when you're the new guy in that world, is it awkward? I mean, are you trying to say hi to dudes?
It feels just like first day of class, freshman year, like very similar feeling, it's like very cool. Like a lot of the guys, come up, some of them don't. And then you're like, okay, like, do I want to go up to him? Like cause there's not many times I feel like in life where like who someone is, but you haven't met them yet. Like it's
right.
One of those things. So, and I think, I don't know if they know who I am yet, but like 50-50 maybe, but, yeah, so it's like, some of it's like, you get a look, it's like, how'd that kid get here? Like, what's he doing? So he's like, you sure he's playing? The Pro-Am's tomorrow. So, but it's good.
I mean, yeah, like, I'm sure for you and Doss, the both of you guys, it's like, I mean, you go from, 3 years of the Korn Ferry Tour where the stops and you start to know everybody, where to park, all of these things. Like, I think about, like when I've moved networks in my career or even moved like cities, right? Like moving to Connecticut and I've got to find where to get a coffee. I've got to find the good lunch spots. Like all of this stuff is unknown. And for you in this place, you go from the comfortable world of Korn Ferry Tour where everything to advancing to a place you wanted to get to, but you also have to kind of relearn it while you're competing against all the guys that understand it, right? I mean, the disadvantage comes with the newness of it,
Yeah, but I mean, that's part of it, and everybody goes through it. I mean, the goal is to be out here, so it's like, it's definitely not like, it's intimidating, I want to go back. Like, you got to embrace it. So it's definitely good problems to have, but I just say it's very much like first day of school, just kind of feeling, for sure.
What's next on the schedule after this? Are you going back to the States and playing right away, or are you going to take a week off, or what?
Yeah, we're going to play Amex and Torrey too. So, first month out of the gate and, got to try to work our way, starting this week, work our way into Pebble. And that was kind of the goal for the next 3 weeks and take care of my body a little bit this week and get back after it. I think Doss went down and played or saw like the 3 courses at Amex for next week. Cool. So I'll probably be seeing like 1.5 of them blind, but that'll be good. It's a lot of like, that's the craziest part I think about this stretch that a lot of people don't realize, especially like for rookies and people that haven't seen the courses. It's like you got 3 courses at Amex. Torrey's obviously on North and South, but it starts on Wednesday and like finishes on Saturday. So like you're playing, 5 golf courses in basically 13 days. So it's a lot of work for sure.
Yeah, I mean, trying to learn. Have you played any of the courses? I mean, I'm assuming you said you haven't played the ones at Amex, at PGA West and stuff. Have you ever played the Torrey courses or no?
I've played Torrey South. So the only courses I've played this season that we'll be playing is Waste or TPC Scottsdale and then Torrey South. I haven't played it. Yeah, that's it for the whole year. So, or I played Sawgrass as well. So that's But those 3, that's funny. It. Yeah.
I mean, the scouting, the work. Doss is going to make his checks, man. He's going to be like working his butt off to make sure everything is make sure you're dialed, especially like you said in these early parts of the year where it's so many golf courses,
Yeah, but it's good. I mean, Amex will be good. I mean, back in the desert, like very comfortable, like kind of, to Phoenix and where I grew up, so that'll be kind of good. And San Diego is like my favorite city in the world, so that'll be a fun week too.
And I'm sure you're counting. I can only imagine you're trying not to look ahead to Phoenix because I know we've talked a lot about how important that week's going to be for you and how much you've been looking forward to playing in that, throughout your life. But I mean, it has to be looming, like in the brain, right? Where
Oh,
you go,
yeah.
man, we're a month out. It's like a month away from when we get to tee it up on Thursday there.
Yeah, no, it's exciting, and definitely don't want to play like I did last week that week, so we might have a shorter week. So
you don't want to have a
time.
short week there. You got to get to Saturday, Matt.
Yeah, we got some time to get it going, but no, I'm looking forward to it, and it really is like it's just exciting, and it's the ultimate challenge, being out here and all these tournaments coming up, like for sure. So I think just more than that, like that's what's exciting about it, and looking forward to it. And it's been fun and nice. I kind of eased myself into it last week, but time to kind of get into some work, and feels like vacation. So it's like you got to find that balance out here when you're on the islands. It's tough.
Are you a Hawaii guy? I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people that are anti-Hawaii, but do you love it out there?
I mean, I do. Yeah, we came on a family trip here probably like 7-8 years ago. So it's fun. And then we played that college event on Kauai every couple of years. They're all like all these names jumbled together, but the Muni on Kauai is like probably one of the best Munis in the world. So it's cool. It's a good vibe. I'm very pale, so I got to protect myself from the sun out here. But other than that, yeah, I love it.
You gotta be bucket boy, man. I mean, you gotta start rolling it out. Go Highsmith with the bucket.
It'd blow off with the wind out here. I wouldn't stand a chance keeping that thing on.
Tightest string anybody's ever worn on their chin in the history of bucket hats to make sure that thing stays on there. Well, Matt, good luck this week. I'll be looking forward to it. I think it's a great golf course for you. I was thinking about this a couple days ago. I'm doing a CBS like preview hit today for HQ, and I was like looking at the odds, and I was like, man, Matt's a damn good value at Wailea. I just feel like the golf course suits your game well. And I'm sure, like I said, last week is a little bit of, I'm here, it's really cool, this is amazing, this golf course is big, and it's a big walk, and it's a lot of learning. Not a lot of people win at Kapalua to start their career, right? And so I know getting to this point was probably going to be something that you were looking forward to as well. So I think big things this week. If I was a gambler, I would definitely throw a couple of schlecks on you for sure. But play well, have some fun, and then back to the desert.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to it, and thanks for having me on again. Appreciate it.